Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Making 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends and social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Making of What If Naruto Awakened Aligarth's Godly Abilities. And enjoy that, guys. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. And yeah, guys, if you're new, I indeed have 3 channels: Making 2, and Making 3, which I post 21 every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and turn on that bell notification to be notified whenever I post it, guys. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, Naruto was surprised when he saw Obito Uchiha. But if that was the case, that meant that Obito was not evil in this timeline. Then, was there still a masked man? And if there were one, who was it? Naruto was curious. As he also saw Itachi as well. Supposedly, Itachi killed Fukaku after the man went psychotic and murdered most of his clan, but he was stopped by Itachi. As Naruto wasn't so sure how that made sense. Fukaku going mad and slaughtering his clan. That didn't make any sense at all. Someone was behind this and Naruto intended to find out, as he was clear to go back to the academy. As Naruto realized that today was the final day for them to take the exam. As he saw Aruka, who was a jonin in this time. The first exam was them going through an obstacle course. It seems that Konoha was a lot different. Their ninjas were a lot stronger given that these courses were dangerous. It was because of the Uzumakis and their ceiling. As Naruto watches the girls run through it, it seems like he was a part of the top 6. When it was Naruto's turn, as Naruto asked Aruka what was the highest score, the highest score was set by Menma. As Naruto used a simple fire jutsu and incinerated the entire field. As he made his way to the final, everyone was shocked as it took them a moment to calm themselves down after what they just saw. As Naruto told him that he was getting a lot of information in his head. After all, he was getting chakra from nowhere. Well, that is what they saw. But he knew where the chakra was coming from, so he can make up this for them. He ended up fighting Aruka as well. As Sakura saw him did something, his fingers and Aruka was thrown violently before he crashed into a tree. As everyone was confused. Well, with that, they were done with the exam for the day. As the girls and him went out as they went to celebrate. As Naruto noticed Hanabi eyeing him while they were at the school, as he hadn't had much time to talk, and Sahara was always beside him. Well, she was his best friend after all. But he doubted that it was only friendship. It seems like she liked him a bit. Well, judging from how close she was to him, she was always with him no matter what. As Naruto also met the others, it turns out that Ino liked him in this timeline. He was like Sasuke in his original timeline. Many of the girls in the academy fawned over him. Well, he was the son of Minato Namikaze after all. It was then that Anbu showed up, as they took Naruto away. As Naruto was brought to the office, ever since he saw the man, Naruto could tell that Minato was something not entirely good. After all, Danzo was the third Hokage. That meant that Minato tutelage came from Danzo, and Naruto could feel there was a part of the man that he was keeping hidden away from his family with those smiles and kind talks. There was darkness in the man. Darkness, well, not to destroy or cause the village any harm, but to make sure that Konoha remained number 1 by any means necessary. As the man gave Naruto a look, as Naruto was wondering what was going on, it seems that the man knew something that he should not. So yeah guys, those basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? Naruto glanced towards the door as the door opened up. as two people came in the office. The first one Naruto recognized. It was Inoichi. He looked relatively the same from Naruto's time. But the second person, it confused Naruto for a moment until he remembered what Menma said to him. The person had stunning flowing black hair that reached down into her lower back. Her skin was more on the pale side. Most of the person's figure was being hid by the lab coat that they were wearing, a white lab coat. As Naruto watched the person, slitted, golden eyes focused on him. So this was Urkai, huh? So he was right. Orochimaru was indeed a woman here, known as Urkai. She gave Naruto a pleasant smile. Naruto's attention was caught when Minato placed a hand on his head. As Naruto turned back toward his father, the man gave him a smile. I heard that you broke Minma, old record at the academy, doing something amazing, shocking all the teachers there. Naruto was about to speak until he felt a sensation, the hand that was resting on top of his head. Despite the friendly smile, Minato's chakra was trying to push his consciousness to sleep. The man was forcing his mind to shut down. Naruto could fight this with his own chakra, but that would blow his cover. He hasn't done anything so much out of the norm for them to suspect him being someone from a different dimension at all. He was quite curious what he was planning to do. Yeah, said Naruto. As his eyes started to get droopy, before he fell asleep. As Minato rested Naruto on the couch, Urkai then stepped over. Did you brought what I asked, said Minato. As she pulled out a syringe with a strange green liquid inside. She reached down as her hand was grabbed by Minato, just to subdue him, to keep his mind wide open so Inoichi can do his thing. I hope you're not planning on running any tests on my son for your sick, twisted games, said Minato as he gave her a look. I wouldn't dream of it, she said. As Minato released her hand, as she injected the green liquid inside of Naruto, as his body seemed to relax even more. Okage-sama, Inoichi said, isn't this going a bit too far? Things are not adding up, Inoichi. A lot of things don't make sense. Him using a fire technique that he's supposed to have no knowledge of. A fire technique that just popped into his mind like that. And this unknown chakra, where it's coming from. I need you to go into his mind to find out what is exactly going on. To find out if this is my son or not. And if he's not, Urkai said, then I'll handle anything that come afterwards. Now, Inoichi, get to it. As Inoichi moved forward, he flashed through a set of hands and before resting a hand on the boy's head. At that very moment something happened, as Inoichi found himself on a barren land. He was confused. This was not the brain. Where the hell was he? What the hell just happened? Outside, Minato and Urkai watched as Inoichi was calm, his eyes closed, so was Naruto's. As Minato watched the scene as he sat on his desk. You know, said Urkai, with the amount of chakra that he's gaining, not to mention if he can use it properly, I don't think that you should lock him in with the other Genins. I mean, he would be a wonderful addition to our little program. Minato slowly turned his head towards Urkai. As the room got tense. If you ever mention something like that to me again, I will kill you, said Minato. Look in his eyes showed that he was not joking around. She raised her hand in defense. Come on, you know I'm just joking, she said. I'm just impressed by the amount of power that he's currently getting. Seeing that we are unaware of where it is coming from, it is quite impressive. The tenseness in the room seemed to vanish. I myself don't know what is going on, or if this is even my son. But I will find out. There are a lot of things that doesn't make sense, said Minato as he looked towards the boy. Menma told him what Naruto said, about his memory being in the whack. He was acting different, strange. This unknown chakra, not to mention that fire style technique that he used at the academy. All of it made no sense. Today will be the day that he found out. He glanced towards Urkai while they were still unconscious. How is the siege going, he asked. Oh, quite wonderfully. Soon they will be back. And Konoha will flourish, said Urkai with a smirk. As Minato got a small smile on his face, Konoha will always remain on top no matter what. His master, his teacher, gave him that ideology and he has never strayed from that path. He was the perfect subordinate after all, and he still is, able to maintain the light and the darkness in perfect balance. As he glanced towards the photo on the wall, where Danzo's chimera looked down at him, his teacher, he made a promise on his life. He will ensure that Konoha remain number one, doesn't matter what he had to do, and anyone got in his way trying to prevent it will fall. Back in the Mindscape, as Inoichi kept on moving, something was definitely wrong here. He wasn't even sure where he was, as he saw there was someone up ahead. Someone was sitting down in a strange throne. An explosion went off. The heavens itself seemed to be crying as electricity struck the ground, exploding debris and stones everywhere. It was then that he heard. It was a snap. The next thing Ibiki knew, he was transported, as he found himself in front of the throne, looking up at the spectral. "Who are you?" said Inoichi. "Who am I? You enter my mind, and you're questioning me." The person moved, as Inoichi found himself looking into the red eyes, with totem in them, strange ripple red eyes that he's never seen before. Inoichi jumped away from him. "So Minato is right. You aren't really Naruto, are you?" "Well, in a sense I am," said Naruto. "But in another sense, not really. Well, not his Naruto." "So he sent you here to get information, huh?" Inoichi raised a single hand sign. As he tried to release his jutsu, a frown came on his face. "Oh, that won't work." "What? What have you done?" "You fool. You trespass in my domain, my mind, where I am the most powerless, where my power is not being contained. You stand in front of a god, and you think that you're in control here. I say when you can leave. Now, bow!" A strange force slammed into Inoichi, crushing the man down to the ground, his hands actually breaking down to the solid earth, his knees buckling, his head smashed hard. He felt the hand grip his hair and pulled his face up. At the moment, I can't really take on Minato in a fight, and with the rest of Konoha intervening, I would surely lose. I need more time to regain my full power, so I can't allow you to go and run your mouth. "What are you going to do to me?" Inoichi said. "Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to kill you," said Naruto. "After all, that would be quite messed up for you to die in here. They would just suspect me even more. But you're going to repeat after me, okay?" "I will." Inoichi was silent as his eyes turned red, mimicking Naruto's. "Now, why don't you tell me a few things about Minato? You're the one that he called. You must know a lot of his dirty little secrets." Time skip. Inoichi stepped back as he shook his head. "What did you find?" said Minato. "Just his childhood growing up, which is normal for a small kid his age. As for the chakra and the jutsu, he's correct. It just popped into his mind, and he was able to perform it. Even I can't find where this information is coming from. Could it be another Yamanaka? If it was, I would have been able to find out," said Inoichi. "Was there any seals in there or anything like that? No, his mind is completely normal. There is nothing out of the ordinary in there. But it's just appearing out of nowhere. He's unsure. He doesn't know what is going on either. But this chakra is changing him." "How so?" "Well, mentally and physically. His attitude, his whole personality is changing. And the fluctuation of chakra messed with his mind. That is why his memory was all over the place, and that he could barely remember things. But his personality is also changing with his chakra that comes in, and new jutsus are fluctuating in his mind." "So you're telling me that this boy is gaining unknown chakra, that is turning him basically into a tail beast with the amount of chakra that he's getting, and jutsus that could level an entire training facility with one shot, and no one knew what the hell is going on," said Urkai. "Well, that's the gist of it," said Inoichi. Minato frowned. You can go now, Inuichi, he said. The man nodded as he left. As Inuichi walked out, he saw nothing of the ordinary. The boy's mind was completely normal. As Inuichi left, unknown that his own mind was tampered with. After all, he was trying to go through the mind of a god, but he was the one that had his mind warped. Back in the office, Minato looked down toward his sleeping son. I guess I was wrong, he said. Well, you do jump to conclusions sometime, said Urkai. As Minato looked her over. Don't you have work to do, he said. Grumpy. Well then, I'll take my leave, she said, as she left. Minato sat down on the couch as he looked toward his boy. He might be willing to do anything to protect Konoha, but family was something he came to care about and love. His family was a part of his life, a joy. If Danzo was here, he would say that they were a big weakness. But Danzo was no longer here, and he can maintain the light and the dark. As long as one don't overrun the other one, things will be kept in perfect balance. Well, here he was, injecting his son with drugs to forcefully open his mind, so that his colleague could invade it. His son that had no idea what was going on. Perhaps he was just scared. And this whole thing is changing his attitude. Minato hoped that it wasn't for the worst though. But Urkai was right. With the amount of chakra that he is gaining, soon enough he will be a powerhouse. He clenched his fists, Kushina, and the other Uzumakis would stand against him in this regard, to push Naruto into more, well, vigorous training. After all, the boy needed to learn how to control that chakra inside of him. Well, from what he heard from Aruka, he was able to perform that fire jutsu quite well. He just needed to find out some more. He waved his hand as a ninja appeared in the room. He had a mask on that was completely blank. There was nothing on it. I need you to keep an eye on my son. Stay hidden. Don't go anywhere near the Uzumaki compound, but watch him wherever else he go. Do you understand? Yes, sir, the man said, as he vanished. Afterwards, Minato placed a hand on his boy's head, as Naruto started to stir. As Naruto looked around, looking confused. What happened? Where am I? You fell asleep, my son. Fell asleep? Yes, I was talking to you. You were tired from what you did at the academy today. After all, that fire jutsu was not anything normal. Oh yeah, I remember that, said Naruto. Well, it just popped in my head, and I had to try it out, and it was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Yeah, said Minato. Aruka is boasting about it as well as the other teachers. You did quite well, you even broke Menma's record. When he get back from his mission, he's gonna be quite surprised. You're officially a genin already, but tomorrow you will find out that. And you'll be placed in a team. And I'm sure that you're gonna like your teammates, he said, as he gave his son a smile. Well, it is my dream to become one of the strongest ninjas, said Naruto. After all, that was this idiotic Naruto dream. He really felt corny saying that, but he had to play along, to not draw too much suspicion. As Minato had a guilty look on his face, seeing that he messed up, invading his son's mind like that, thinking that he was probably an enemy. As Naruto smirked to himself, the naive attitude really worked. They chat for a while, but nothing really serious, before Minato said that he had some work to do as Naruto left. As he was walking, his sensory ability picked up something. As his senses were back and up and running, he was able to spread his senses quite far. Someone was watching him. The person was emotionless, as he could feel nothing coming from them. No interest, no anger, no rage. Most likely a root. So he was correct. Minato was indeed the leader of Root now. Well, what should he expect? Danzo was his trainer after all. He was the one that held the mantle as Hokage, and Danzo would not give the Hokage position to someone that he didn't believe that was worthy. As Naruto really wondered, was Danzo the leader of Team Hiruzen in this time as well? Did that mean that Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya was trained by Danzo? Were they as twisted as well? He really wanted to know. Not to mention if Danzo was the third Hokage, where the hell was Hiruzen? He hasn't heard anything about him. Did he die? On that mission, Naruto wanted to find out. There was a lot to find out, but he was limited. He didn't have his abilities to move unnoticed. He wasn't yet reborn as a god. As Naruto paused, there was also something from his little talk with Inoichi. Katsumi. She and him was brought here, and his chakra went to the closest thing that resembled him, and that was his younger self. Katsumi chakra came along, but her mind was dormant. As Naruto snapped his head, looking to the side. God damn it. How didn't he notice that? It made perfect sense. Her mind reverted back to what seemed most similar to her. The Nine Tails. Shit. It wasn't in Kushina, it was in the shrine. He didn't have the power to go there. He was sure that the place was warded off. And not to mention him and Mito were kids. They would not allow them to go in there. Damn it, as Naruto frowned. He had to keep himself calm. He forgot that this damn Root Ninja was watching over him. I'm sorry, Katsumi, he said. It will be a bit longer, but I will free you. As Naruto walked off calmly, the Root Ninja following behind him. When he got to the Uzumaki compound, the man stopped. As Naruto made his way inside, as he was greeted by his mother, she was wearing an apron. She rushed over and hugged him, as Naruto was a bit taken back. Well, he should have expected these hugs by now. She was a lot. Yeah, a lot. Even though she was sweet and kind, she was still a lot. What's with the hugging? Said Naruto. She pulled back with a frown. Can't a mother hug her son? She said. No, but you seem extra happy, said Naruto. I heard that you broke your brother's record. He will be so proud of you. Sure he won't be jealous? Of course not. He will be happy that you're rising the ranks. Soon enough, you will probably reach him. As she chuckled and poked him on the nose. Come on, don't get washed up, she said. I'm cooking. As Naruto watched the woman as she made her way off, she was really nice. Like incredibly nice. A part of him actually liked how nice she was being to him. Well, he supposed, if things were to escalate, she wouldn't have to die. After all, she hadn't done him any harm. Well, he doubted that if things escalate, Minato would make it easy for him. The man would protect Konoha at all costs. If Danzo was his teacher, Danzo would force that ideology in his head. For now though, he had to remain calm, as he can't afford to give anything else away. Well, at least the Root Ninja was not here. Time skip. As Naruto approached the Uchiha compound, well, not everyone was dead. He was coming here to pick up Sahara, who was a bit late, as Mito had told him to go and get her, so they could walk to school. As Naruto calmly made his way as he saw several Uchihas, they did not greet him with any hostility. Instead, they smiled at him, as he put on a smile and waved back to those who waved back, as he saw several small children moving around. It seems that the clan was recovering from their slaughter, but it seems that most of the elite ninjas were dead, taking away much of the clan's power. Why would Fukaku just go crazy and kill his own clan? That made absolutely no sense. That was just beyond stupid. As it made Naruto wonder, was Minato somehow behind it? It was an idea after all. That is what Danzo would do. But why would Fukaku do it? Naruto wasn't sure. As he arrived at the clan house, where the family was, before he could knock, the door opened. As Naruto blinked in confusion, when he saw a girl, as she was fixing her clothing and her hair. He knew her, but he couldn't put his mind on it. Oh, hello, Naruto-kun, she said. Well, have a good day, she said. She seemed to be in a rush, as he wasn't sure what was her name again, but he remembered seeing her face. Oh yeah, she was Kiba's sister. But what was she doing here? It was then that someone else walked out. It was Itachi, as he was just dressed in black pants and sandals, no shirt. Ah, Naruto-san, he said, as he gave Naruto a smile. You here to pick up my sister, he said. She's running a bit late. Yes, I know that, said Naruto. So, what was that about? Well, That's my friend, Itachi said, as he gave a smile. As Naruto understood what he meant, Itachi didn't think that Naruto understood. Oh well then, have fun with your friend. Oh, I already did. Several times to be exact. What? Said Naruto, faking ignorance. Oh, nothing for you to worry about. Well then, go on in, said Itachi, as he made his way around back. He was right. Itachi was some kind of player. But why wasn't he scarred from killing his father? Something just didn't add up here. Something was wrong. I just couldn't put his finger on it. As Naruto glanced as he saw Itachi's room, his eyes flashed for the briefest of moments. As he noticed seals on the wall. As he could feel his power return, he was able to spot seals with his eyes once again. Ah, Naruto-kun. As Naruto turned to see Mikoto as she smiled at him. She'll be ready soon. Come sit with me, she said, as she was in the living room as Naruto went in there with her. As she was looking at him strangely. As Naruto wasn't sure why. She was giving him a look that seemed like she wanted something. As Naruto wasn't sure why she was looking at him like that. So, Mikoto-san, he said. How are you, he asked. Oh, I'm just fine, she said. What about you? I heard that you surpassed your brother's score at the academy. Oh yeah, said Naruto. You heard about that. It was all that Sahara could talk about. Well, I guess I just can't get lucky. Don't play yourself down like that, she said. You are a very powerful child. And you will continue to grow more and more powerful. Everyone is assured of that. Perhaps one day you might even outplay your own father. I really doubt that. I mean, he's really strong. Yes, you're right. But don't worry, Naruto-kun, you will get there. How's your mother, she asked. Quite fine. And your father, she said. As Naruto noticed her tone change when she said your father. What was that about? Oh, he's fine as well. Naruto clenched the voice. As Naruto turned to see Sahara, as she gave him a smile. What are you two talking about, she said. Oh, nothing, said Mikoto. Now off you two go. Have a wonderful day, you two. They nodded as they made their way. As Naruto started to walk with Sahara to go and pick up Mito. So, said Naruto, did you know that your brother was with Kiba's sister? Wait, you saw her? So you knew, said Naruto. Of course I knew. He snuck her in last night. I saw them. He put silence and seals all over. But I already know what he's doing in there. What exactly is that? Sex, of course, she said. As Naruto raised the eyebrow in nonchalance as she said it with. It seems like you're used to this. Well, with all the girls that you sneak in, it wouldn't be the first. I've told you about this before. Why are you acting like you don't know? Oh yeah, said Naruto. Just trying to make conversation. Why? You've never run out of things to talk about. He simply chuckled. I guess you're right, he said, as they made their way. As they arrived and they went off with Mito. As they met up with Sakura. As they made their way to the academy. Arriving there, everyone started to bombard Naruto with questions and praise, as Ino and several other girls had star in their eyes. He also had a damn fan club. As he noticed the look on Sahara's face and all the girls rushed him, a look of annoyance on her face. She didn't like it one bit. As Sakura sighed, Mr. Popular everyone, she said. As Naruto glanced towards her with a smirk that just pissed her off even more. After a few moments, Aruka entered the class. Alright everyone, take your seat, he said. As Naruto saw everyone sitting down. As he saw an empty seat beside Hanabi. Hinata was busy talking to someone else. As he used the opportunity to slip down and sit beside her. Hinata turned. What are you doing? Move, she said. I was here first. Are you blind? Well, you can't be with those eyes of yours. I said move, she said, the anger tone. Hinata. Naruto was there first. Find somewhere else to sit, said Aruka, and let's get on with class. As a frown came on her face, as she left. As she sat, a row behind them. Sahara frowned as she wondered why did he went all up there to sit down. Why was he even sitting with her? As she glared at the girl. As Hanabi simply glared back at her. As Sahara sat down. Hanabi's hand slowly crept over. As she held his hand under the desk. even though she looked like she would rather be anywhere else than here. As Naruto smiled, this was fun. As Aruka started to go on about a long speech about them fighting for their village. But it was a lot different than the one that he heard before when he was graduating. This was more on giving everything they had for the village. They Danzo twist the academy and system so much to turn them into weapons for the village. As Naruto glanced towards the window, he was still being watched by that damn rude Anfu. It seemed like his father was still wondering about him. It seems that the man did not fully trust him yet. Well, he had a few secrets as well, and Naruto will find them out. Well, one of them had to do with Mikoto. Naruto was a very observant person. The way that she said his name was not normal. And there was something when she looked at him. It was like she was not looking at him but picturing someone else. As that got Naruto curious, what was going on between those two? His father was a lot more shadier in this timeline, and he will find out. And perhaps find out something to blackmail him a bit. Well, not by himself, he would do it in private, not showing his face, to make him think that someone was watching him. It would be quite fun to see his reaction, as Naruto was just looking to be amused, because he was trying to get his mind off Katsumi. He was getting angrier and angrier, and he knew that if he didn't do something fun, do something stupid, he would sooner or later kill someone, and then things would go to hell. But he could feel himself getting angrier as he squeezed Hanabi's hand. She winks a bit as he released the grip. He gave her an apologetic look as she shrugged it off, as she didn't know why he did that though. He had to keep himself calm. He could feel his bloodlust coming back so much. He hasn't killed someone in so long. And the feeling of someone's guts on his nails, ripping out someone's chest. After all, he was used to slaughtering whole armies. Going for so long without tearing someone to pieces was getting annoying. He needed this power back. He needed Katsumi back. She was a part of his sanity. He hated to admit it, but in the past couple of years he has gone a bit crazy. At first, it was all of the torturing when he was younger. His mind kind of broke a bit, and she was there to put it back together. But she somehow linked it to herself, so he kind of became dependent on her for a while. And when she was with him, it was the wonderfulest moment. When they pillaged, when they took people in their bed, it was amazing. So now he needed her to remain stable, because if he did not, he was going to lose his mind and he was going to do something that he would regret, but he was going to love it. Alright, now Team 7, Aruka said. As Naruto snapped for his thoughts, he was thinking for so long, Aruka reached up to Team 7 already. Team 7 will be consisting of Naruto, Uzumaki Namikaze, Sakura, Senju. As all the girls in the class held their breath hoping, praying that they will be on the same team with him. And Sahara, Uchiha, as they frowned. As Sakura looked, well, she didn't really care it seems. Sahara was happy. As Naruto felt Hanabi squeezed his hand, she was angry about this outcome. This was all wrong. This team did not make much sense in the, well, weekend and strength department. Or perhaps Konoha was so different they were making powerful teams. Yes, that seemed to be the case after all. He was one of the top students. They were making powerful teams that could get even stronger under tutelage to make Konoha ninjas more powerful. Well, if you put it that way, it made sense. Your Jonin Sensei will be Obito Uchiha. As a small smile gave Naruto face hearing that, well, this was a special turn of events, as he chuckled a bit to himself. Afterwards, Team 8 will be consist of Hinata Hyuga, Hanabi Hyuga, and Mito Uzumaki Namikaze. Mito cursed as everyone turned towards her, as she looked down towards the table. So he was right. They were making the strongest teams together. Well, it made sense now. Konoha was trying to be a powerhouse. Well, this was interesting. He wondered how the missions would go. He really hoped there wasn't any lame D ranks. Well, judging that he learned elemental jutsu from, they were in the academy, he doubted that they would go on in the lame D ranks. As Mito frowned in annoyance as Hinata scoffed, Hanabi had to play appearances as she scoffed as well. As the three of them weren't supposed to like each other one bit. As Mito looked towards Naruto that pleased and gaze, telling him to help her, but what could he do? Sorry sis, he said. As Sahara also apologized to her, as they couldn't help her in this situation as she dropped her head on the table. The next team was an all-boys team, Shikamaru Choji, and the Kurama boy. The next team consists of Kiba, Ino, and Shino Aburame. As Ino frowned, the bug and the dog boy? She was super pissed off about that one. As Naruto did not listen for the rest of the teams. Well, things surely wouldn't be interesting this time around. With that out of the way, they waited. As Obito came rather early, not like Kakashi. Yo, he said. Naruto, Sahara, Sakura, come with me. As they all got up and left, as Naruto said goodbye to his sister, as they made their way off. As Obito walked in front of them. Hey, why didn't you tell me you were going to be my Jonin sensei? I thought it would be a fitting surprise, said Obito, as he looked towards Sahara. You know that I was planning to take students, right? Didn't you think that you'll become one of mine? Not really, said Sahara. Please don't slow us down. As Obito chuckled, and what would give you that idea? Well, you gotten a bit lazy, she said. Me? Lazy? Come on. In fact, if you should know, I'm gonna be the best Jonin sensei ever. And by the time you guys become Chunin, you're gonna beg and not leave my team. Doubt it, said Sakura. As Obito pouted, come on now guys. Look, Naruto is okay with it, right Naruto, he said, as he gave him a friendly smile. Well, as long as you don't slow us down. As Obito sweat drop, you two. As they arrived at Training Ground 7, as all of them stood there. Well then, first thing first, why don't we go off by introducing ourselves? Likes, dislikes and all that. You already know a lot about us, said Sahara. Yeah, but why don't we introduce ourselves? See, like you love to talk, why don't you go first? Fine. My name is Sahara Uchiha. I like a few things, such as my family, and Naruto, as she glanced towards him. As Naruto wasn't sure if she liked him in that way, or liked him as a friend. She was a bit weird, he wasn't sure. But no one seemed to worry about that. They were so close friends that no one, well, worried about their dynamic. I dislike traitors. That's the thing I hate the most. My dream is to one day restore our clan back to its full power, as it was. Good dream, Obito said. As Naruto wondered where was Obito when the massacre was going on. Well, you couldn't really call it massacre. Small killing, in Naruto's case. How about you, as he turned towards Sakura? My name is Sakura Senju, she said. I like fighting, punching things. I like training to become the strongest, number one. My dream is to become the strongest being in existence, surpassing all shinobis and all Kunoichis. That's a big dream, said Naruto. Well, I am going to accomplish it, she said, and I will not give up. And my dislikes are loudmouth blondes and white-eyed freaks. Hey, are you talking about me? Oh, you figured it out, she said. As Naruto burst out laughing. Hey, what's so funny? Nothing, said Naruto. It was just too good. She reminded him of Sakura with the low talking, but yet she was so different. As he had yet to meet Jiraiya, as he wondered what was going on about that. Naruto, you're next. Well, as you know, I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. And my dream is to become a ninja. Yes, that was his stupid dream. But that was my dream, said Naruto. I've changed it, now. I am looking to bring peace to the elemental nation. To bring peace to the entire world. Obito narrowed his eyes, as he's never heard Naruto talk about something like this before. Really? What made you change your mind? I realize how cruel and corrupted the world is out there, and I will do whatever I can in my power to save it. Sahara smiled. Big dream. You're gonna need someone to help you to accomplish that, right? Well, if you want to tag along, I suppose you can. Well then, I will, she said. Yeah. You know, you two should just Confess your love for each other already, said Sakura. And what if we do love each other? What's it to you? Asked Sahara. As Naruto was surprised by that. Well, alright, that's enough, said Obito. You three have already proven yourself capable enough. So, from today on, we're Team 7. And starting tomorrow, we begin taking missions. So make sure you get a good rest tonight. And be prepared for the upcoming missions that we will be taking. We will be embarking past the walls out in the elemental nation, where anything can happen. But this is what you were trained for. This is what the school, the academy got you ready for. So I have faith in all of you. So, don't let me down now, okay? As he gave them a smile. They all gave him a nod, before he flashed away. Hey wait, he didn't introduce himself. Yeah, said Sakura. I was just realizing that. As Sahara simply waved it off. Come on, Naruto, she said. She took his hand. Hey, where are we going? Sahara then paused as she glanced over towards Sakura. You wanna come? Sorry. Talk with my mom. As she made her way off. As Sahara pulled him along, she looked happy that Sakura was not coming as he didn't know why. She brought him in the woods. Hey, where are we going? Said Naruto. As she did not answer what he was asking, she just kept on pulling him deeper and deeper in the woods. Until they finally came to a stop as she pushed him against a tree. What are you doing? I had a plan. When I became a genin, I was finally gonna do this. And I need your help to do it. You don't mind, do you? As Naruto raised his eyebrow, do what? As you know, despite a lot of guys in the academy, liking me, I never actually kissed anyone before. And I promised myself that once I became a genin, I would have my first kiss. And I wanted to be with you. You don't mind, do you? As her eyes, looking so pleading at him. As he couldn't stop himself. No, I don't, he said. As a smile came on her face. Good, she said. I can't be the only one that hasn't had my first kiss yet. Wait. Has Mito had her first kiss? I can't tell you that. What do you mean you can't tell me that? I promised I would not. So she has, said Naruto. Who was it? I can't tell you, she said. Please, can you just drop it? I thought we were best friends. As she looked around. Fine, she has. But I'm not gonna tell you who it was. Alright, I can live with that for now, said Naruto. But I hope you can tell me later on. Yeah, but can you hurry and do this? I don't want to lose my going edge, she said. As she was a bit giddy. Calm down, said Naruto. This was a surprise to him. Wait, he was kind of seeing Hanabi. Well, he wasn't really a one-man girl. And not to mention the only person that he really loved was Katsumi. And back in his own time, him and Katsumi fooled around with so much other girls. It was like a daily basis thing. After all, she swung both ways, which was something wonderful for him. As Naruto kept on clenching his fists without even realizing it, he took a deep breath. Thinking about her was getting him angry. So, are we gonna do this or what, said Sahara? Why me though, said Naruto. You're my best friend. You've been there for me for some time now. And I don't see myself doing this to anyone else. Except for you. It's not like we have to change our relationship or anything. I mean, we're still so young. I just want to have my first kiss. So, what do you say? As Naruto wrapped her arm around her waist, she was surprised. He pulled her in close and landed a gentle kiss on her lip. As she felt something ignite inside of her. She wasn't sure if it was just because it was her first kiss or because it was with him, but something was magical about the moment, as she found herself lost in it. As Naruto realized that she was not stopping, as they'd been doing this for about a minute now. As they kept on kissing each other. It was a small, normal kiss, but she kept on pressing her lips against his, as he wondered if she's not gonna breathe for air. As he said that, she pulled away, as she took deep breaths. As Naruto watched her, her cheeks were flushed. Thank you, she said. As he watched her, she went back to normal. So, come on, she said. I'm sure you won't tell people that we're on the same team. And let's go comfort your sister. She must be really angry to be in a team with the two Hyugas. Yeah, you're right, said Naruto. As Naruto walked with her, as she just returned back to normal, she just wanted her first kiss. But she said that they can wait before they start anything in the future. Did she really like him, or he wasn't so sure? But they were best friends. They ought to have feelings there. But this Naruto was with Hanabi, so perhaps he just think of her as a best friend. Well, if he wasn't here for him, perhaps this Naruto would have turned her down, and that would have really bummed her out. As Naruto watched her, he realized that she was loyal, and that loyalty would be good for her in the future. As they made their way, as he wondered how amusing it would be if Hanabi saw them making out. Would she get angry? Would she lose it? And people would find out about the relationship. As he wondered if he should cause a bit of chaos in the village. That would be fun. Maybe going over to the Hyuga compound and kissing her and making everyone see. That would be so amusing, he thought. As they found Mito as she was sitting by the ramen stand, she was down until she felt a hand on her shoulder. As Naruto had to keep up appearances, even though he changed a bit, he couldn't really show that he's not the same person entirely. You guys are finally here, what took you so long? As Naruto blinked as he realized, he didn't know who her Jonin sensei was, and he wasn't really focusing that much. And if he were to ask right now, it would just make him look stupid. After all, he was in the class with her. Are you okay? He asked. After speaking to her sensei, they started to bitch, said Mito. I knew it was going to be horrible being on a team with them. Why? Why did father set it like this? As she clenched her fists. How do you know that he was responsible? He's a Hokage, Naruto. And if I ask, he's not going to change this because team selection is already done. And I'm just going to mess up everything. But those girls, I just can't stand them. Well, just overcome it. Just be nice to them, after all. You were friends once. Yeah, in the past. Before the marriage imploded. As she sighed, she lowered her head. It's gonna be alright, said Sahara. Things are gonna work out just fine. How do you know that? Can you see in the future? Well, not really. I'm just guessing, said Sahara. As Mito just placed her head on the counter. I really hope so. Time skip. As Naruto sat in his bed. Today was an interesting day. Sahara kissed him. He was still with Hanabi. Things were getting more amusing and fun. He kept on thinking about Katsumi even though he was trying to keep his mind focused on other things so he wouldn't lose it. Because if he kept on thinking about her, he was gonna want to go to the shrine and investigate to see if his claims was real. And people tried to stop him, but he's gonna end up killing them. And that would just ruin everything, but he was too weak to really fight off the entire village of Konoha now. Because if he took 9 tails, he was sure that it would be, well, pissed off. And there will be more questioning. And he will be tied down. And this time they will forcefully enter his mind, try to do the same thing. Well, they would have to beat him before tying him down. And he would make it easy for them. So until he get back his rightful power, he had to keep himself calm, hoping that Katsumi would bear until he get there. He really hoped that she was okay though. As Naruto got out of bed, he couldn't sleep. He needed some water. Making his way in the hall, his brother was not back from his mission yet. As Naruto saw his mother and father door, he could sense that his father was not in there. Probably late night at the office, it seems. As Mito was sleeping in her own room. They were the only ones that live in this part of the estate. The other families were all over. As he noticed that several Uzumakis around did not go to the same academy. Perhaps they were being trained in the art of sealing mostly. He shrugged it off as he walked. He went to the kitchen and drank some water. As he turned off the cap, the glass almost fell out of his hand, but he caught it. As that would have made so much noise. Unnecessary noise. He was stooping down as he saw a yellow flash. His father flashing in the house. As Naruto was behind the counter, so his father could not see him. As Naruto glanced towards the man was fixing his clothing. His clothing was all messed up. His hair was a mess as well. He fixed himself and went to the bathroom. As Naruto raised a curious eyebrow. What was that about? He had suppressed his chakra down to nothing, so his father could not sense him. as he was curious what was going on. Where was he coming from fixing himself up like that? Well, that was interesting. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next parts and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto Awaken Aligard's godly abilities, and enjoy that guys. And remember to stay tuned for a brand new episode over on Making 2. And if you're new, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, and Making 2 and Making 3, which I post 25 every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all for your help and support, and yeah, I'm out for now, see you guys soon. Peace.